What is Zotero? And why is it so useful? Zotero is an Albanian word that means to master or acquire a skill. It's known as a reference manager program. If doing a research paper, like the IB extended essay, is like a major hike into new intellectual territory, then Zotero is the equivalent of the backpack or the rucksack which you carry and in which you gather all the specimens and discoveries you make along the way. The ones that will help you create a coherent and well-referenced account of the journey and the broader meanings of what you've experienced. You could throw all the resources you find, books, articles, websites, images, videos, into a simple Google Doc, and later make a bibliography out of it. But that would be like throwing everything into a simple sack like this. In comparison, Zotero is like buying yourself the very best backpack. Waterproof, lightweight, with lots of different compartments to store things efficiently, easy to put in and easy to get out, in the form you need it. It's the kind of backpack that would support someone on a trip all the way to Everest, i.e. through university. In fact, Zotero was developed at an American university for undergraduates, so you can start using it now and continue using it. And most important, it's free and it's open source. So how does it work? Well, there's a standalone program that you're going to download and install on your laptop, which means it's going to be available to you offline. Zotero also exists in the cloud, and you'll be able to sync your items between the two. In between, there are connectors, extensions, add-ons that you're going to install that will help you very easily add items to your library. Here's my library right now. These are folders, and these are items in the folder. And for every item in my library, there's metadata, data about it, who wrote it, when they wrote it, where it was published. And Zotero will pick up as much as it can automatically, but I can always go in and add more data later. It's really easy to get a new item into your Zotero library. So here I am, and I found a book on Amazon that I want. Now, Zotero is smart enough to recognize there is a book on this page, and so it puts this little icon here. And I can just click that, and it will save it to my library, or you can right-click, and because this is what the Firefox connector looks like, Zotero comes up with the option Create New Item from Current Page. Okay, now over here on the right, I've got my Zotero library, and right there is the book from Amazon that I put in, Guided Inquiry. On the left, I'm starting to type up my notes in a Google Doc. Now there are two ways I could get that item from Zotero into my document. One, if I'm typing up the notes and I want to reference a particular piece of information, I can drag it with Command-Shift-A and get an inline citation. I also could drag it to put it into a bibliography with Command-Shift-C, and there's a full bibliographic reference for that book in MLA format, because that's the preference for Modern Language Association style. I set that for my Zotero. Note I could also just go to Zotero and tell it to print out everything or selected items from my library and produce a whole bibliography by just pressing a button. Zotero also has a social component. So if you join a group, you can see other members' libraries, and you can put things into a group library. I've made a group for us called UWC SEA East, and I'll be sending you an invite, so look for that in your inbox. Once you join it, we'll be able to see your libraries, and we want you to create an annotated bibliography, and Zotero is going to help you do this. Don't worry about it too much today, but just know that it's coming.